I don't know if you guys can see. You can see him just there. We've had a crazy long day. Uh, he, for the first time, I got to show professional healthcare workers what he does when I have an anxiety attack. I had a major one today. Um, like dizzy spell. I got flushed, everything. They had to put an ice pack down my back. My shirt's ripped. Um, I had to drink apple juice because they thought it might be my blood sugar. And there was this tiny little nurse, lovely lady, and she was holding on to him for dear life, and he was trying to get to me. And as soon as the way was clear, she let him go, and he tried to literally climb into my lap. He's, what, 45 pounds? He's not a lap dog. So he had to settle for standing on his hind legs and hugging. And he literally grabbed hold of me for 10 minutes and wouldn't let go. And the nurses were all like, wow, this is amazing. So I get a lot of flack for saying he's my service dog. Yeah, he is. Because I wasn't even able to drive my car after. My dad took me out for lunch. And there was a cop right there who saw me get off the bus, and I was still a little shaky, and I wouldn't have driven anyway. I told my dad I would have just laid back in the seat and either slept it off or tried to sleep it off or just meditate or do some mindfulness exercises with Hugger. But it was really cool to be able to get approval from healthcare professionals that saw the difference, and they saw what happened and how he helped. And I mean, yeah, anxiety is a mental issue, but at the same time, it's also a physical issue. When you feel like you're having a heart attack, and I mean, the freaking bus was spinning, and I'm like, why am I dizzy? Like, and she's like, I had an avocado at 4:30 in the morning, and she says, that's not enough. I'm like, well, I have IBS, so before I go shopping, I don't eat because there's a 90% chance I'm going to have an IBS attack. And I live an hour away, so one way. So, and even when I live closer, I would still fast because you can't win, Anyway, so we went for lunch, and of course he's smiling at everybody, and everybody's smiling at Hugger, and I'm trying to get my bearings back, and my teeth are hurting. I'm trying to eat. I had steak. I haven't had steak in freaking, I don't 6 months. And I'm just trying to eat my food and concentrate on what my dad's doing. And a lot of families walk by with their little ones, and it was neat to watch the parents teach. You can't pet this dog right now because he's working. And one little girl was really, really sad. And she knew how to work those eyebrows and those eyes. Oh. So I told the father, you can if you want to. And I, like, she was maybe a year and a half, 2 years old. Like, she was working it, So he pet him really, really quickly. And then we went to do groceries. I had another anxiety attack at the store. Now why I didn't go home right away was I didn't feel confident driving an hour right away. And I was down to, what is it? Maybe a cup of pasta at home and some eggs. So I need to get food, and the grocery store is an hour away. So I didn't do all my groceries that I need to do. I did what I could. Why did they make the freaking stores so big? I don't know. Anyway, so in the stores, he got to meet about another 50 people he interacted with. And I'm like, okay. I'm waiting in line, and and he's bumping me. He's looking at the guy behind us, and there was another woman with a little girl. He's distracted, but the minute the anxiety took hold, that he really, like, even I, at that point, I was like, oh, frig, not again. And he just whipped around, almost broke my finger because it was tangled in the webbing of his leash. And he was at me like, okay, you got to focus on me. Never mind the anxiety. Never mind, the noise around you. And the gentleman behind me helped me bag my groceries. I was so grateful. I'm like, thank you. You're awesome. So then we went. Where else did we go? We drove home. Where on the way home, I had a slight one when I was in a turnabout and my right hip locked. Yeah. And it's painful. For those of you who don't know, it's frickin' painful, okay? Like, it's really painful. And my back was seizing like when I had kidney stones. So, pretty bad flashbacks there. So there's nowhere I could pull over. And I had one hand on the wheel and one hand on him because he knew. He was like, okay, I gotta do my job. And I'm like, I'm good. We're gonna get you some COOKIES when we get home. I don't want to say it out loud because he already had one. And with the grace of God, we did make it home. I got a massive migraine coming on, which I knew would. But so now I'm coming down from the anxiety attacks. I don't think I've ever had 3 in a day like that though. But it was the positive point is I got to show him doing his thing. I wish I had it on video. Because when people tell you can't, your dog shouldn't be here, and yes, I know he needs more training, but to interact with people. But when people tell you, oh, your dog he's not important, he's not a service dog. Well, when the issues he's helping warn you of affect you physically, that's one hell of a service, isn't it? So I'm gonna keep fighting for emotional support animals, if you will. That's what apparently I'm supposed to call him. To me, he's a lot more than that. And even one of my doctors, who's not fond of dogs, agrees with that. He's much more than that. So anyway, that was our day. And I don't want to go out until next month now. Oh, I don't. So he's crammed against my back, like he's just heating up my back like crazy. And I'm gonna join him in a minute because I am totally exhausted. So I want to share that with you. That's part of our journey. I just watched a video about 2 rescue dogs who ripped this poor lady's face apart. She was dog sitting. And I just want to say that not all rescues are... All dogs have potential to bite and to turn. Yes, they are animals. But not all rescues are... I don't want to use the word evil because I don't like using that word with dogs. I've had 3 rescues so far. Hugger's my 3rd one. Hugger was adopted from a rescue in Texas. He's now in Northern Ontario. He was adopted, I thought he was a year old, but he was 6 months. And Dewey was also about 7 to 9 months, I was told by the vets. They estimated he had the crap beaten out of him by his previous owner, and the only person he was ever pissed at was my ex, who tried to come in my house. And I was very sick, and anyway, it's a long story. But he never attacked anyone. Neither did Goldie. So, like, don't give up on rescues, is basically what I want to say. Yeah. I'm just, my goose is cooked. Gobble, 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 you know. Oh, crap, I woke him up. Oh, sorry, bud. So, and everybody who met him today, who learned his name was Hugger, he was hugging them. It was so cute to watch. This one little girl, she got her face washed in no time flat. I try to stop him from licking, but he's just one of those, you know. But they all agreed his name was, and one lady, I said, actually his name is Hugger Lovebug. I call him Hugger for short, and I said, and then I looked at her little girl, and I said, and his nickname is Chicken Nugget, and she just started to laugh. I had this game where I played, and one of the people that played it, her on-screen name was Happy Nugget, and I like that name, so don't be surprised if my next dog I call him or her Happy Nugget, because it's just got a nice ring to it. So, with that, be blessed. We are definitely glad to be home. We are definitely, hopefully, going to sleep. Well, hopefully, I'm going to get to sleep. I know he will. He's just snoring. And tell your loved ones you love them. And if you get a dog sitter, try and get the dog sitter to meet the dogs more than once. I'm not an expert, but it's just sad all around. Anyway, God bless.